Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
Hello, good evening, fellow Napsters. We are back again. It's Thursday, another night of us doing the football preview for the upcoming game week. And also, this week, Mark, some shocking news we received from Chelsea and then some upsets in the Champions League. Yeah, what do we have in store today, Noah?
Today our first topic of the day is definitely going to be talking about definitely about Man City. Can Spurs stop Haaland, man? The now 10 goals, 5 games in 10 goals, bro. How do you feel, bro?
Crazy, man. To be honest, I wouldn't expect him to score that much goal in his first season with Man City. You know, deep down, all those uh, matchup that they do between Nunes and also Haaland. Well, it's
Mm,
clear cut that Haaland is a better buy as of now.
yeah,
Shows
definitely,
his
man.
instant impact. It's crazy. 2 hat-trick back to back in the Premier League. That guy is just out of this world.
Yeah.
Mark, are you worried of Haaland being in the league, coming from your rival Manchester team?
I'm worried he'll break records, man.
Yeah.
And I told Victor Sim I wanted him injured, but since Pep is the manager, I'm sure Pep will manage his minutes and make sure that he gets to go through the whole season unscathed. And
But
that'll be
there is
yeah.
but there is a lot of talks about Haaland breaking the Premier League record, like you said, being the top scorers, scoring the most goals in the league. Do you think it's achievable based on his current performance? Just 6 games in, 9 goals in 6 games.
Oh, he's on track already, to be honest. But
Yep.
which big team has City played that can stifle his scoring record so far? That's the
Mm,
question.
yep.
Nobody.
But I think the current record holder is Terry Henry, right?
Henry or Shearer? Henry or
Share.
Shearer?
Yep. All right. And then second in, we have Brendan Rodgers, Sekiko for Brendan. Brendan seems to be on the book to be sacked next. And in our first show, do you remember us talking about Brendan Rodgers being the first manager to be sacked in the Premier League? But it turned out it wasn't him. And surprisingly, we have Tuchel, who have to bid farewell to the Premier League earlier than Brendan Rodgers, despite Leicester being in the last place. What do you think of this
We have
news, Mark?
Say again?
What do you think of this breaking news of Tuchel being sacked by Chelsea?
Well, actually, to be honest, once I read it like more on the news, right, I saw that actually it was coming, just that we didn't expect it later as a group and see what was the main reason that got Tuchel sacked.
All right,
Well,
sure. And then the worst defeat in 56 years, Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. As we all know, the score was 4-1. It was not a happy day for all Liverpool supporters. But like I said in my Facebook post, I'm kind of happy in the evening because somehow I get to see all my Man United friends back in Facebook. Welcome back to Facebook. Welcome back to social media. It's great to have you guys back again. And then also, of course, not to forget, we have the big focus preview, the complete game week 7 preview. There are some interesting game coming up this week as well. And before we move on further, let us introduce the one and only, the legend, Anwari.
Hey.
I
One
purposely put
kiss.
you in while your nose is up.
This is all it takes.
One kiss is all it takes. Fall in love with me. Hey,
Uh,
Jeff.
what?
Jeff, I thought your manager said right after his defeat against Real Madrid, he
Hmm?
asked for the location for the next final Champions League, and they say Istanbul. He told them book the hotel. Should
Yeah.
they ask for a refund right now? Is it too
No.
early?
It's only one game in lah. Come
One
on
game in.
lah.
Okay.
Come
okay,
on
one game.
lah.
Come
Alright.
on.
Also, we have
Also.
another guest.
Ui.
Not another guest lah.
not a
Other in-house guy lah.
Might
from
might
the
as well
shop.
be a guest lah. Since he's a United fan, right? Might as well be a guest lah.
Yeah, I don't want to introduce any Man United fan right now.
Yeah.
Mark, do you want to do the honor to introduce him?
He looks likely like this, exactly like this.
Yeah, I'll introduce you, my fellow United fan. Welcome to
Ah.
Thursday night football, which is not for
Yes,
everyone.
European royalty. Come
Yeah,
on,
I
let's
don't know
bring
why
on
I and Anna are below. We're supposed to be upstairs right now. So okay, let's
European
take you-
royalty. Let's bring him on, the one and only Quinton Fortune.
Hey,
Peter Fortune.
Hey, fair, okay, fair, huh?
Okay, my
Hey.
dinner is good. Finally, I'm getting to eat.
No. I want to pick a bone with you. I know that your current manager used to ply his trades at AX, and I know you are right now mini AX. But don't have to flaunt, don't have to rock that kid, okay?
You know why? Actually, I'm wearing Anthony's jersey, man.
Oh, are you?
For what he did.
Really?
Really? What did he do?
Oh, later we catch up.
Oh, later we catch up. Okay. Let's catch up. Okay. Right. Without further ado, guys, I need your help, right? Jif, you have to be the person today to pick up all the comments because once again, I don't know why this is acting up on my screen. I cannot see a single flying comment right now for me. All right. So you're gonna pick up all the comments. Do we have a lot flowing in the box right now, or do we wait for another 5 more minutes before they come in thick and fast?
There's like
All
10
right.
million 10 million viewers, bro. Later.
Yes, and what should they do, Noah? If this is the first time they're watching us, what should they do, Bentelet?
Like, comment, and subscribe to us on our
Most-
socials, man.
Yes, most importantly, share this content around,
Yep.
okay? Jif, let's go.
just bring up the comment first.
Let's
We
go.
have our homies, Joel, Robert. Let's go, boys. Mark,
Uh-huh.
stop smiling so wide. Mark, any reason why you're smiling so wide?
I don't know. I just woke up feeling confident.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
confidence, man.
Tomorrow we're gonna have another show and let's see if the smile will still remain intact or not. Also, Fir, you see Fir also. From just now, he has been like this. All right.
All right. We also have Haizam. What up, homies?
Haizam.
What up, Haizam?
What's up, Blue of Manchester?
The guy with his own signature burger. Haizam burger. All right. We have Muhammad Ismail. Hi, idols.
Hey, hello.
Hey.
Wait, has Ismail been eating well? Has he been sleeping well, Jif? Has somebody checked
We
out
have
him?
to ask Sharil.
Sharil, okay.
Sharil
Later we
would know.
ask.
Yeah.
Because I'm quite worried about his welfare. Huh?
All right. We have one for Fear. Bring
Fear.
it
Yeah,
on,
Joe.
Fortune, yeah. Firtune, yeah, that's it. Quinton Firtune. There you go.
Yeah. And then
What
we
up?
have Muhammad Haikal Ismail. What up? Next shot stations. What up, Haikal?
What up?
What up, bro?
Yup. So
What up?
basically, that's all. Keep your
That's all.
keep your comments coming in as we go on and join us in our discussion. Yeah.
All right, and Jif, you know what? Really good one because why Fear, Noah, and also Mark, the first one that we are going to touch on today. There's nowhere else that we should start this show from, all right? But this is coming straight direct from Naples, from Diego Maradona Stadium. All right, and I think this is a big coincidence, right? We are talking about two beleaguered Germans here. All right, they are completely in distress. One of them has already been given that kiss of death. Bye-bye, Chelsea style. He's now out of the door, so we'll discuss about Tuchel and his sacking as well. Was it wrong for him to be dismissed? Because from what we are reading right now, it's not all about him, you know. And I think there's a big, massive follow-up between him and the new guy up top body, right? So that's why we are going to elaborate further on the sacking itself and also the next guy coming in. At this current moment, it looks like Graham Potter is the one leading the race. He is the front runner right now, and if reports are to be believed, he should be unveiled in the next 24 hours. Okay?
Yes.
So that's why. And then let's start off first. Jif, one place. Dreadful performance. Shameful. 4-1. You guys got your pants pulled and you got your bump spanked really nice. And okay, I'm going to go in first, right? And then we're going to go around the table and ask for everybody's opinion. As well, guys, those of you guys who are watching us, rein it in, man. It's not every day that you get to say anything negative about Liverpool, right, Fir? Because for the
Yep.
past 6 years, they've been spotless.
Don't
boy.
encourage. Don't encourage this. Huh?
Unleash me. Unleash.
Yes, they've been flawless. You know, it's very hard to find that little chink in their armor. But hey, starting of the season, I think all the negativity has actually flowed in really, really hard and fast. So let's start off with yesterday's defeat first, 4-1 against Napoli. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't really completely surprised. The scoreline, yes, but I think what is more damning, I think the scoreline kind of flatters Liverpool. Because if Napoli again was really on point, if they look, it's 4-1, right? So people would say, what are you talking, man? It's 4-1. How much or how many more can they score? But if you watch the match, I think Jeff can actually attest to that. They could have scored more. Because Liverpool, for once, they really look disorganized, disjointed, and at the back they were in sixes and sevens, and that is something that you don't usually describe Liverpool with, being disorganized. Jeff, right after the
Yep.
match, first, let's start with the big man himself, Jurgen Klopp. Okay, and then right after that, we'll just trickle down slowly to the players and then the management, because I know a lot of sentiments right now out there. They are headed towards FSG because of the recruitment over the summer. And this is right now, like I mentioned, it has all balled up. It's a culmination of bad transfer strategies over the past few windows. This is where right now everything has unraveled itself. Yesterday match first. What really went wrong for Liverpool?
Obviously, if anyone who watches the game last night, the main issue that we're having was our defense, poor performance. And if I were to pinpoint one player, it's definitely Joe Gomez. I think out of the first three goals that they scored in the first half, two of the goals lead from him. And then I still don't understand the fact that Milner is still in the starting lineup. Milner really, really, really killed the game. Our midfield is lack of creativity, just like how we started the season with a draw against Fulham. You can see that our attack leads to nowhere. You know, having the likes of Milner, Elliot has been doing good, but he just not enough to actually create chances and also create play for the three attackers to be more of in the attacking position. But again, yes, talking about FSG not investing in the team, this is the result of not actually signing players for the longest of time, because you see Liverpool actually played all possible games last season,
Yep.
which is a total of 64 games
64, yeah.
with a very thin squad at the time.
Mm.
And we were lucky that last season most of our players are fully fit
True,
and
true.
we are able to rotate with the players.
Yep.
But when you don't invest in the team and you don't bring in players backup, let me just take Man City is the best example.
Yep.
You see, if Haaland is down, they have Alvarez to cover up. If you take out De Bruyne, you still have Gundogan, you have Bernardo Silva in the squad to actually cover up those spots.
Mm.
And Liverpool, we are in no position to do that. So of course, you have to take into consideration as well. Players will be off form.
Yep.
You know, you can see currently Van Dijk is struggling. You can see Robertson is struggling badly. Putting in Simikas is struggling as well.
Okay.
And then you have Trent, who has been struggling as well. So a lot of players are currently off form for Liverpool. And when you have players who are off form and you don't have a thick squad, a good squad depth,
Yep.
that's where the problem comes. Like what we are having right now, playing the likes of Milner, forcing in Milner into the first team, and it doesn't do any good to us as a team. So yes, yesterday performance is definitely the worst performance I've seen under Jurgen Klopp ever since he took over Liverpool.
Okay.
And I like the press conference that he did after the game, the post-match interview,
Yeah.
where he actually said that he is fully responsible for yesterday's performance, and he will need time to actually look into this. And the fact that he acknowledged that this is partly his issue as well, besides the player,
Yeah.
is good, because I think there's a lot of changes need to be done. We
Yep.
can't be playing with the same formation for the past 7 years he's here.
Yep.
You know, having the likes of Darwin Núñez and you're still playing with three forwards without any players supporting Darwin Núñez. Not only Darwin Núñez, a lot of people giving throwing shits at Darwin Núñez, saying that he's not doing well.
Yeah.
Looking at Haaland scoring 9 goals, 10 goals, 11 goals this season. But even if you have Haaland in the current Liverpool squad now, Haaland will not be scoring goals as well,
Yeah.
because there's no one there to actually fit Haaland.
Mm.
Same goes to Núñez. So even if Haaland is in Liverpool squad, I don't think we're going to score goals with the current midfield. And of course, besides the 4-1 defeat, we have a very good news where we get to see a glimpse of Thiago back to the squad, and you can see
Yep.
a lot of difference that he brought to the team.
All right. I think that's really honest. This really honest. That's brutally, in fact, brutally honest by Jeff. I want to go again, guys. Keep it coming. I know right now, Jeff, the comments It's really fully stacked this
Yep.
current moment. Okay, but right after Phil, we are going to pick up some of the comments. So let's get to Phil. Phil,
Yep.
4-1. 4-1. I think that would actually have sent a big shock wave throughout the footballing fraternity, especially for the United fan base, right? On Twitter. Now they are all fully out, all right, in numbers. They are in full roaring voice. Yes, finally, the end of an era, as what that has been prophesized by your Ten Hag before this, that every era will come to an end. And that's what he said. I remember when he actually lost the first two matches, right? Everybody came up with that same liner. They actually repost again the story, say, oh, maybe he was referring to his own era. But now, now, call it what you want.
The
Maybe
tables have changed.
yeah, the tide has changed. The table have now turned. Looking at Liverpool right now, I think one thing that I want to pick up, right? Jif rightly mentioned from Klopp's press conference right after the match. He mentioned, I want to pick up this keyword. He said we need to reinvent ourselves, and also rightly alluding to what Jif has actually made mention of. They have been playing the same way for the past 7 years. Fear.
Yep.
Surely that right now the football is for me. I'm sorry, man. I'm not hating on Liverpool, but the football has been turgid. All right, the pace has been pedestrian. He has been tepid. Many of the performances. All right, is that supposed to celebrate me criticizing Liverpool? And also, I look at Klopp. Right, so much has been said about the players, burnt out, fatigue. They have been playing 64 matches, but just remember one thing, right? Of all the 64 matches, the one constant has been Jurgen Klopp at the sideline managing the game with the same amount of passion and desire. Because this guy gives you no less than 100%. Question is, when he is down, who motivates the motivator? Because I look at Jurgen Klopp right now, I don't see the same fire from the manager, right, that I used to know from a Liverpool perspective. Who right now should pick up the slack? Should it be more of the players, or at this current moment, Jurgen Klopp first and foremost must reinvent himself first?
Yeah, I think first let's be clear. Liverpool over these seasons, they have been bullying teams throughout the whole games. They are be attacking. They don't allow teams to actually attack.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but if you see over even from the first game against Fulham, everyone is targeting Liverpool right hand side of defense. Whoever is going to partner Van Dijk and that Trent Alexander-Arnold, that is the weakest link in Liverpool team. All the Premier League goals Liverpool considered has always been on that side.
Yep.
Yeah, so that itself is preventing Liverpool from playing their usual attacking game, making use of their left and right to go out all out in the attack. So I think instead of Jurgen Klopp doesn't have a plan B, I think it's more of opponents have already read what Liverpool gameplay is, what is the loophole, or probably what's the best way to actually make Liverpool drop back. Yeah, so I think it's more of opponents studying the tactic already. Then what he says is true. He need to reinvent how Liverpool gonna play. Yeah. Again, initially I thought Liverpool's attack will be blunt without Mane. But I think now the biggest problem is actually their back line, which was very tight past few seasons.
Yes.
Surprising. Yeah, but good news for us.
Come on. That's why we have fear, right? As part of us. All right. So before we move on to the next question, Jeff, let's pick up some of the comments. I know, wow, boy, it's flying off, man. It's really flying
We
off.
have Haikal Ismail, wrong lineup. Shouldn't start Gomez ahead of Matip. Agree. Matip and Van Dijk have been proven. They have a really good partnership last season.
Yep.
So, is FSG to blame for not supporting Klopp? I think, like I mentioned earlier on, I think the squad, our current squad is too thin.
Yeah.
We should have invested in some
Okay.
players.
Jeff, can we hold on for this on this point right now, right? So just take a quick pause. Is FSG to blame for not supporting Klopp? But I think it's a bit of a catch-22 situation right now because I'm really caught between a rock and a hard place when it comes to Klopp and the transfer strategy. Yes, he mentioned that sometimes he wants to take a bit more risk. I think that's what was being said, right, Jeff? He said
Yep.
that if it was allowable for him, he would like to take some risk in the transfer market. But I also come from this perspective that when given a chance to rotate, when given a chance to fully utilize his squad, Klopp more often than not has actually failed on that note. Because you look at Trent, all right, we keep mentioning about Trent not being good enough at times, and now he is really on the down low. You look on the left back position, Robertson. There's a good argument to be had that Smikash should come in by now for him at this current moment. But no, that wouldn't happen because Klopp believe in player loyalty. And if you look at certain position as well, Fabinho, Van Dijk, I think Van Dijk at this current moment, he should be sitting on the bench. He should. Because sometimes when the players right now, if their confidence is completely shattered and it's on the floor, the best way for them to pick up themselves again is to actually watch a match from the bench and then comes in and then reinvigorate themselves, rediscover that hunger once again. But that can never happen because Klopp will again and again and again, he will always feel the same 11. So, which is which, man? Like, if I'm the boss, if I'm giving you the money, but if you tell me, boss, it's either this player or nothing. All right, this is the real all or nothing. It's not Arsenal all or nothing. Don't make fun of all or nothing for Arsenal, because this is the real all or nothing. Because I'm thinking, right? I'm coming from this school of thought. Let's say, for example, in this example, if you give Klopp 100 million to spend on one player, all right, he would say, okay, I want this set of player, or rather this player, this particular player. But if you don't get him, don't even bother offering me 50 million, because I would not be looking out for anybody else. Mark, what do you think of that point? Is it fair to always blame it on FSG, or do we also see a pattern that has been established by Jurgen Klopp himself that could justify why FSG has been keeping their hands in their pocket?
I mean, they are American owners, and it's not new that FSG keep their hands in their pocket and keep spending to a certain level. So actually, I wasn't surprised that actually Klopp should have pushed for a midfielder. Liverpool was on the up, so actually Klopp had the bargaining power with FSG to like, okay, we need to continue backing me so that I can sustain that top high level with City. And so when he was being content with what he have, right? I mean, that starts the downfall for Klopp.
Jeff, quickly before we move on, coming from a Liverpool man himself, is it always on FSG, or do we also put the blame on Klopp's doorstep? Because, like I mentioned, if I'm the boss, I look at the squad, and if you look at the 64 matches that was being played last season, Jeff, I can bet my life on it that 3/4 of the time, same old lineup.
But if you look into the current squad at the moment, we talk about Trent being the weak link, and Trent is comfortable with his position.
Yep.
But if Klopp decided to drop Trent, who is there to fill up the spot? We have Ramsey injured. You have
Okay, and that's the question itself. Because if you're a young, upcoming, budding talent, right, coming up through the ranks, and you're playing first team football somewhere else, let's say, for example, right, just for this conversation's sake, Tariq Lamptey, he's getting first team action at Brighton, and then Liverpool rings up, hey, we are interested in your service. Would you mind coming over to Liverpool? And I'll be asking the first question. Look, Jurgen, I know you love Trent to death, but will there be a fair chance for me to start? Because if you look at the last 4 seasons, Trent has been undroppable, regardless of his form.
Yes, I see where you're coming from, but again, I don't see Trent is not being dropped at the moment. It's because we don't have the backup. Even having Ramsey, we signed Ramsey a right back.
Yep.
He is off due to injury, and then Joe Gomez will be the next choice to play on the right back. In fact, with Joe Gomez being fit, we actually sub out Trent and put in Milner to cover the right back. So you see, it comes back to the part where FFG do not want to invest in the team to bring in more players to strengthen the team, because I always tell this to Liverpool supporters that when we won the Champions League and Premier League 2 seasons back to back, right?
Yep.
We had the money, and that is the best time for us to invest and also strengthen the squad. But some audience say it's okay, we have the good squad. Why do we still need additional players in? We shouldn't be investing in players anymore. We shouldn't spend money. You must not be a Liverpool supporter. You do not watch Liverpool play. We already have a perfect squad.
Yeah.
I know the squad is good, but it's about strengthening the squad. Again, I bring back Manchester City. Even though their first 11 is already good, and if you put their second squad in, they will still end up top 4 in the Premier League as well. There will be Manchester City 1 and Manchester City 2 there. And that's what every club needs. You can't be depending on the 11 player and pray hard that these 11 players will actually stay fit for the rest of the season. And again, we were lucky to actually get all our players fit last season with a very thin squad.
Yeah.
And this season, too bad, it backfired on us. Most of our key players are out due to injury. Van Dijk, like you said, I agree, he should be dropped. But at the current moment, who is there to replace him? Konate is out due to injury as well.
Okay. All right. Fair.
So we don't have any player to come
Okay.
in.
Jeff, let's go on with the next comment, please.
Yep.
Okay.
So we have Calvinder.
Yes, Cal.
This season can finally end the Trent versus Reece James, who is the better right back argument.
He's a Chelsea fan, so please forgive him if he does. All right. But Noah.
But
Oh, yes. Jif, anything you want to add in first?
what what did Rich James achieve this season? What did he do?
he got a
What
manager.
did Rich James achieve this season?
He got a manager sack. Okay. All right, Noah. Can we put to bed right now this long-standing argument? It's Trent versus Reese. Oh, Reese can attack, but Trent. Oh no, Reese can defend, but Trent can attack better. Offensively, Trent is generational, but Reese is complete. Put an end right now. You gotta come in with the big punctuation. Full stop. After this, no more. We're not gonna ever pick up another comment that will allude to this little competition here. All right, Noah. The pressure is on you right now. Pressure is on you.
Bro, prime or not prime, I will still put Trent, bro.
Trent, okay. All right.
Sorry, but
You gotta back up. You gotta back up your support, man. Why Trent? Because Trent, like what I'm listening to today, don't blame Trent on his defensive lapses. He was never a defender to start with. He's always a midfielder playing as a right back.
I feel that to me, I think Trent when he's doing well, I mean like the 1-7-1-8 season when we all won in the Premier League, the Champions League. I think he played well. He defensively was okay. It was not bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially last season, right? I thought he improved leaps and bounds last season defensively.
yeah. So, like for me, okay, Rhys James is good, but then I really don't know, man. The Rhys James at times, sometimes I also see him like this season. What has he? Okay, he has assisted here and there. I mean, he's played right center back, playing out of his position.
Somebody
So
doing the
can't
dishes
blame-
at the back, because I can listen. I can hear somebody just doing some household work. Okay, but it's okay. It's a family show anyway. That's what we do, right?
Multitasking, yes.
playing out.
Somebody's busy, man, cleaning up the pots and pans.
I think it's Mark, lah. He
Mark,
said he's down.
Mark,
He's cleaning the dishes.
relax yourself, lah, Mark. Don't clean up your closet first. We still got about 1.5 hours to go. All right, but Noah, going back to your point again, you mentioned for Rhys James to actually catch up with Trent, there's a lot more for him to prove, especially when it comes to tangible assets, and that is winning those trophies, right? Because right now, Rhys can put on the table right now the medal, Champions League, pump. But when Trent brings in the bag and throw all the medals on the table right now, I think Rhys James will be drowned out. Right, Noah? Okay, let's move on to the next one.
All right, we have Haikal. I don't know what is Klopp thinking. Well, Haikal, to be honest, I do not know what he's thinking as well.
Nobody does now.
Yeah. And then Tristan Lowe, Facebook them quiet these days, yeah, them peaceful.
Oh, you didn't know?
At least we were quiet for the past only like 5 weeks instead of being quiet for the past 10 years, right?
10 years,
Alright.
hey, long time, hey, come on.
We have Faisal Jabba. Hello,
Hey,
Netshop Nation.
Hello.
Hello, Faisal.
Hey, long
Hello.
time no see, man. My favorite Liverpool fan. Anyway, I need your input, FJ. What's happening with your team right now? Are they clocking out early? All right, let's go, Jif.
All right, we have Mayor. Hi, Netshop
Guys,
Nation.
salute. Everybody must salute. Mayor.
Mayor.
All right. Mayor, we also need to listen to you, man. What's wrong with your team?
All right, we have Joel. Joel on fire today. Not signing a proper midfielder is hurting this team now. They are just 1-2 injuries away from sliding
No,
down
they have
further.
they have more than 1 and 2 or 1 and 2 injuries. They have more than that. They've got a whole list of injuries right now. All right, Jif, the next one.
We have Faisal again. Faisal saying, "What's wrong? Liverpool is a predictable team, and
Team
opponents
and
can read the
opponents.
strategic tactics." Just like how An said earlier on,
Yep.
they've been playing with the same position as well. Kalvinder, heavy metal football needs a new plan. Slow jazz or pop rock football.
Wow, change of genre music, Afir.
We have Joel Robert. Can see players not really going for challenges fully as World Cup is looming.
Hey, that's a salient point, man. Fir, do you buy into that?
No, I think the challenges and the effort you put
nope.
will bring you to World Cup.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Well said.
Yeah, Joel is obviously playing marble, huh?
All right, we have Mayer. The team style of play was found last season.
I mean, he meant to say found out last season. No, which is true, right, Jif? He has a legitimate point right now, Mayer. I think towards the end last season, all right, towards the business end, Liverpool's football got found out big time.
Yep.
And there were many occasions whereby you guys were chasing for that win and it couldn't come, namely Anfield against Spurs, which I thought was really detrimental towards that Premier League success or the lack of it for that season, right? And I thought psychologically, it has impacted Liverpool big time because, mind you, they lost two finals in the span of 2 weeks. Game 38 against Wolves was a final to Liverpool. And to go through the emotional turmoil and roller coaster because Villa was up 2-0 and then Steven Gerrard happened. So that would have actually take a huge toll on the Liverpool players' mind. And then for them, again, to get themselves replenished, to go up to face the European giants, only to fall short once again. And you have about what, 2 months to recover before the real football starts again in August. I think psychologically they are right now down in the pits. And I think that's something that we don't talk about enough for me personally. How do they get that baptism of fire once again, that little fire in the belly? Because right now they're looking for the switch, all right, but it's completely dark right now. They cannot find that switch again.
Yep.
All right, Jeff, go on.
All right. We have Calvin there, which is Van Dijk isn't the same defender since injury,
It's been
and it's
showing
been
this
showing this season. I got to agree with that. Ever since his serious injury, he's not the same player anymore.
Okay.
And we have Ame, son of Matic.
Oh,
Wow, son of Matic. Eh?
Manchester United fans coming in
All
troves.
coming in already.
That's why I said
Wow, amazing.
they have been quiet for 10 years and finally they are out of their cave.
Our passport got issued. To
Oh,
get out
really?
of cave, fans.
Oh, come out from cave already. Okay.
All right, we have Haikal. Salah was totally rubbish. In fact, everyone except for Diaz, who is the only one performing.
Wow.
Hey, but I need to
Yes.
mention this
Okay.
player in this game that you all should take to sign.
The Georgian maestro.
Over Mane. Kvaratskhelia.
He ran
This
rings.
guy,
He ran rings around the defenders, man. Last night, not even around Trent, but around the midfield as well.
You watched the game, there was one part where Trent was in front of him 30 yards. He went to sprint back to catch Trent,
Yeah.
And he didn't miss the ball.
And they got him for a pittance. What was it? 8 million?
10 million from Batumi.
Oh, wow.
Batumi.
Talent ID, man.
But to me, it's a big game, right?
Batumi is the top
Batumi is
Georgian
an
team in the
Indonesian Maggi brand. Bantumi. No, those people who use
Yes, ah.
Nokia old version 3210, right? There is one name,
Yes.
snake, and then there's another one Bantumi.
That is a chongkak, right? Yes.
Bantumi. Fair, don't laugh, lah, Fair. You're revealing our age, All right, Tristan.
Tristan, actually want to hear G's opinion about this. What about the body language? Honestly, was quite shocking. Trent, Fabinho all walking out looking us when Napoli scored their second. What do you make of it?
Come on, Jeff.
Definitely, that's one of the talking point. If you look into the whole squad yesterday, the reaction to the first goal, to the second goal, up to the third goal. By the way, we were lucky that we only considered 3 goals. Napoli can easily score 5-6 goals in the first half itself. That's going to be even more worse. But if you look back, Liverpool before this season, right, it's totally different in terms of body language.
What's
The
wrong with it?
reaction,
What's
their
wrong with that?
response to
What's wrong
the
with that?
conceding goals.
Because usually the player's emotional side, right, or whatever that they show on the pitch is usually an extension of the manager himself. Right? If you get a manager who's completely blood and thunder, rest assured you'll get the exact same thing on the pitch from the players. Why are
I
we
think
looking at all this right now from Liverpool?
I think you got the right point just now that it's not only the players' body language. We have to look at Klopp's
Klopp
body
as well,
language
right? Yeah. I
He
thought
doesn't
so.
look as energetic as he was in the past 6 years, 7 years
Yeah.
that he was with Liverpool,
Yep.
and that may as well actually impacted the whole squad as well because
Yeah.
once you're
And this is one of the reasons why Tuchel got sacked. And so we discuss this later.
Yes, and
this
we'll
one
discuss
point
this.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
as we found out right now, Mark, good point that you brought out, there was a massive fallout between him and the hierarchy. And that's
everywhere.
Yep.
Yes.
yeah, and that's why Tuchel did a Tuchel and he got kicked out, which is again not a big surprise. All right, let's go.
All right, we have Calvin there, but Napoli isn't a push over, and there has to be some silver lining in with the second half performance.
Any positive for
From
you to take on?
Like I said, the only positive is seeing Thiago back on the
yeah.
on the field, and it's good to have him back. That passes. No players in Liverpool can actually
do
do
that.
that
True,
in the
true.
first
And-
6 games in the league as well.
And Noah, with Napoli, right? I was looking at the draw live. I know I shouldn't be involved in watching Champions League draw live, but I did. All right. So come on, pull your arrows on me. Okay. But what I was surprised, right? When Liverpool got picked with Napoli, I told my wife, I said Liverpool escaped once again, man, because this Napoli is not the same Napoli that we usually talk about. They have lost 4 key cornerstones, right? Dries Mertens, Koulibaly, Fabian Ruiz, Lorenzo Insigne, 4 most important emotional leaders. They are completely out of the squad, and yet they still managed to trump Liverpool clean, comfortable. Noah.
Oh, I did watch a bit of the game. I watched one of the Spurs game and then one of my Liverpool game. There's two screens. So
Oh, two screens, huh?
uh,
Two screens. Two screens.
sorry.
One screen is to watch Richarlison cry. Okay. Europa, okay.
Okay lah, but to me, I feel like I felt Napoli played well. I feel the first half. Wow, I kind of like the winger. What's the name? The new Napoli winger. They're talking
Georgian
about.
again. Mark, pronounce
Osimhen.
your name.
Kelia.
Yeah.
Harvard
Yes.
Kelia.
You got to do it with that style. Kashlia.
Orashkela.
It's the tongue wagging that is important. That's gonna get you the name.
Yeah. I think he played well. Zelensky
Oh,
is
Zelensky.
mad.
Yes,
Was
boy.
mad, bro. Like that guy. I didn't expect that.
No, but no one. Were they that good or was Liverpool that bad?
Liverpool was bad also lah.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Because
All right.
I mean,
okay.
No, you never give Paudits to the other Korean.
The
Min
defender.
Jae lah.
Almost, man.
Kim Min Jae.
Kim, is it?
Min Jae. Yeah, dude.
Kimchi.
I mean,
Hey.
he's good. He's a good defender lah.
But Noah, do you think they can replicate the same performance at Anfield?
But
It's
Anfield is always a different.
It's a different ball
am-
game, lah.
Different
Yes.
ball game, man.
Okay, all right. Okay. Go on, Jif.
We still have a lot of comments. We just go through.
Yes.
Lee Alexander. A team do not just turn shit overnight. I
overnight.
strongly believe it's just a lapse of form.
True, I agree.
Yep.
agree.
But
agree.
also, a gameplay or a formation can be turned overnight, and that could work for Liverpool. So I hope Klopp listen to me.
7 years
7
later.
years later,
Wow.
they are the teams that still struggle to defeat them. Sign one more midfielder in January, and they are back on track.
Whoa, he's been keeping it for 7 years, Ajif. The vengeance, the anger, the angst. 7 years in the making, man.
I thought it was 10.
Who does
It's
he?
Okay.
Wait, who does he support?
The guy in the Norwich City kid. All right, we have Trent and Gomez at right side of the defense.
It's all him,
causing
it's
a
all him
huge
tonight.
headache. It's all him. He's on fire. They need Konate badly or Matip to start. Trent being exposed big time. Yes, I agree. We need Konate badly, but he's not match fit. So
But
too bad we can't have him.
Trent being exposed is like us saying that water is wet. Trent will always be exposed.
I agree. It's not something new.
Yeah.
It's been even when we won the league and also the Champions League,
He was
has been
exposed.
exposed. Yeah, correct. So
Alright, go
we
on.
have Mayer.
Mayor.
And of all teams you're playing against for first Champions League game is Napoli, which they had a
Wow.
narrow escape against them before in the group
Yep.
stage. Napoli coming to the game so full of confidence.
Yep. Okay.
And then we have Welton. Hi,
Hey!
Welton.
Welton.
Hello,
Why am I
Fellow
doing?
Liverpoolian.
Why am I doing the Alan Shearer celebration? Huh?
Then we have Kelvin. Time to play Trent as a right midfielder.
To replace
He's
Hendo.
playing like one while
He
playing
is.
as right back.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
That's one possible thing that
Scenario.
can be changed. Yeah.
But you see, right, guys, we always talk about the genius of Pep, right? Deploying the inverted fullback role. Why can't we say the same about Klopp? Because when you look at during the offensive phases, right, for Liverpool, Trent will occupy the midfield space, and that's why they had to push the high line up to minimize the playing field, right? Because Trent is now occupying the midfield position. So I don't think there is an argument to be made that Trent has to play in midfield for us to see him. I mean, yes, on paper he's not being played as a midfielder, but I think positionally, especially during attacking phases, he is being deployed as a midfielder, much like what this Arsenal are doing with Zinchenko, and much as what Pep have been doing with many of his fullbacks. So yeah, I think Trent is being deployed as a midfielder.
Yep. And also, Arsenal all or nothing is better than Spurs. We win nothing. Any comments from Noah and also An?
If I speak,
Yeah,
big
stay in
trouble.
big trouble.
Big trouble. Big trouble.
All right, we have Welton. Too many injured players in Liverpool currently. Yes.
Problem
that's,
lah, Welton. So many injured players. Problem.
We also have Joel. Should Klopp play the conventional 4-4-2? Actually, I don't think 4-4-2 will work well for us. But looking back into Klopp during his time with Dortmund, when we had Lewandowski was playing with Dortmund.
Oh yeah. He
When
tried that out.
when Nunes signed for Liverpool, I really thought that for once with Mane leaving the team, Klopp will actually change. Having Nunes playing the Lewandowski role, he's tall, he's big, and then having Carvalho signing a very creative attacking midfielder to play at the back of him, so that he can actually support like how Marco Reus support Lewandowski in Dortmund.
Maybe
I
this
thought
is
that would really
yeah.
work well.
This is a good question, right, Jeff? I want to throw this again to the floor, guys. Yes or no? Simply yes or no. Should Klopp right now re-strategize and come in with a brand new formation 4-4-2? I think Jeff has actually made a really good example of his Dortmund time where he played with Lewandowski and also he had supporting cast in the likes of Marco Reus and Aubameyang. He has done that before. Should he try it again now? Because if he's going to continue sticking with the same old program, he's being read like a textbook. So should he reinvent himself and try out the 4-4-2? All right, yes or no? Come on, Joe.
All right. Then we have Joe probably signing Nunes wipe out all your funds. I would say no because the number of players we sell in this summer
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
covers up the transfer fee as well. And
Next
then we
man
have
FC. Next man FC, right? You know?
Net spend FC. Yeah. We always look at the net spend. We don't look at the spending.
Yes,
on it.
yes.
Yeah.
Next man FC.
Noah, another Mio.
Cause strength
Got
and
strength
cross.
and cross.
Go. I think this guy is drunk texting, man. Ask a Spurs fella about Chelsea. Cannot.
Chelsea, cannot,
Right. Go on.
Carl
Go.
Noah bias lah.
Noah,
Noah getting a lot of hate here.
Hit. I don't know why. Maybe because of the light. All of a sudden, he turned into purplish, dark purple. He's like Prince, you know. Only
Purple
want
rain.
to see you in the
Transgender.
purple rain.
All right, we have the sound is Spurs polishing the Audi cup lah, bro. Oh, that was the dishwashing sound earlier.
Yes, just that.
Lebai, Kel, wait.
Okay. After this his turn, Noah. After this is his turn, alright?
We have
Vibav.
Vibav Samaga. I think
We
Vibav
are
Samaga.
I don't know, man. One week he comes in as a Spurs guy. The next one he comes in at Liverpool. Gender equality.
And he said royally, and then he said this is similar to the season when Rodgers was in
so
control.
he's probably Liverpool. Hey, is there a reminiscence of the Rodgers season where he got sacked and also Roy Hodgson? Is there a big reminiscence of this?
I wouldn't say so because during the Rodgers time, it's far worse with the players that they have. I don't think we are going to that level at the moment,
Okay.
but we'll see. Yeah. So we have Joel. We are out.
out.
Passport renewed to witness the end of an era.
Alright, okay.
Whatever.
Trent got lubricated, got daughter got touched. Man, people are coming in hard, bro, tonight. Thursday
There's
night.
a lot of sons coming in. Huh?
Son of Aphrodite. No, this guy's been watching us for the longest time, alright? Klopp is starting to look like Mourinho, getting easily irritable, angry, and bitter. I mean, that's what you do, right? When you don't get the results. I think any manager will act the same way like Klopp did
True.
if the results are not going their way.
You
Alright?
wouldn't expect him to laugh in the post match, right? After
No,
losing
you
4-1.
know what he should do next time? Brings in harmonica and then just play. Every time he loses a game.
Tuchel was the longest serving manager at Chelsea for the past 22 years. Last 7 games of last season. Lackluster show only meant the Chelsea sack. We will talk more about this later on when we
you know
touch
what?
on.
I think that's the best time right now to segue into the next one. The big one, right? It's Tuchel's sacking. Alright, guys, thank you so much. We are done for the Liverpool segment, but do hang around, Jeff, because why? Right now, we're going to pile in on Chelsea here. We are going to dissect the problem at Chelsea at this current moment because why? Another one bites the dust. All right, the kiss of death has been given to Thomas Tuchel. Let me find this picture. Again, guys, look at that. All right, look at that. So, he has been sacked. This is not news because this happened about more than 24 hours ago.
24 hours, yeah.
I remember it was yesterday, right? Wasn't it? I woke up from my short nap and then my phone was buzzing with a lot of messages. And I thought the messages could only mean one thing. Klopp has been sacked. But no, it's not that German. They sacked the guy, all right, who has won them the Champions League with a really, really poor squad. I thought that squad was average at best, man. Right, Phil?
Yes, correct.
With the players he had at his disposal to win the Champions League, that was an absolute miracle in every true sense of the word. Your thoughts on the sacking? Was it surprising? Was it well-deserved? Let's talk about the timing, man. What, less than 10 games?
Very surprised, and I really feel it very harsh. And to me personally, wrong decision. Yeah, I think firstly the timing. Yes, they have lost the past few games, but the timing comes at the point that he just made his signings. Transfer window has shut. It's time for him to explore more tactics with the new players. Give him some time, few more games. If he really out of idea, out of depth with the players that they supported him with the funds to bring along, then
300
fair
million,
enough.
300 million yearly, right?
Exactly. Then if let's say with that funds that they give you with the new players, you give him few matches to actually establish himself back, then you set him, I think fair enough.
Yeah.
But at the back of these losses with the new incoming players trying to gel to his tactics, I think quite triggered. Yeah. But we also don't know what happened in the back end. I heard rumors about the owners wanting Cristiano Ronaldo to come
Yes.
over. Yeah. If that's the reason, then I think good enough Tuchel left. Because ultimately the relationship with the owner has to be a long term thing.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you cannot click, then you get out of the club. And
True. Yeah. Rumored the reason why Tuchel got sacked because he vetoed the CR7 purchase that just. Yeah, I think that's one of the few variables lah. In his second, because another one that I read as well, because he really favored Petr Cech. He had a really good relationship with Petr Cech, and he got sacked as well. And I
Even
thought,
one of it, yeah.
yeah, and I thought it was really jarring, man, when it comes to just the corporate image itself. To see your boss flying all over the world to Barcelona, waving at the cameras. Hi, I'm going to do the transfer. All right, this is your bag of cash. I'm the owner and I'm the football director as well. I thought that was really poor, man, in terms of just corporate imagery. But Noah the Bentaleb, right? You love Chelsea to bits. Okay, so this is your time right now to come in big and strong. Tuchel sacking. First of all, brand new management, same old culture, by Chelsea once again. And I think this Tuchel sacking has gotten many Chelsea fans jaw drop. Many of them were not happy with it. Some said that they could see it coming because, hey, let's face it, right? I think I read the stat somewhere, Mark. I think maybe you can actually come in again with this. It was just really poor, man. For the past 22 games or 24, he has won only 7. Right, that's lesser than 30% win rate, and that's pretty shambolic, man. For a manager of his stature and for a club of Chelsea's size, again, you cannot buy into whatever that's happening right now. But Tuchel has left the building. Let's talk about the next guy coming in, Graham Potter, Noah. Do you think he has, again, enough minerals in him and enough facilities in him, big boy?
I think there's always this expectation, this media hype that every English manager, I think every English manager that came in, I don't know which one succeeded lah. At this point, I don't even remember one English manager. So maybe you can just say is I really don't know, man. Like I think when Potter comes in, I think you can expect the rebuild of a club. But I mean, when he was at Brighton, I think it took a while to gel in with the players to get his system right.
Yep.
So I feel it's like a bit of a Moyes, like that.
Mm.
How he started off with Brighton,
Yeah.
it felt like a bit of the Moyes.
Yeah.
Moyes, how he start very slow, then he start building up.
Mm.
So I don't expect him to. I think when they go for Graham Potter, I think
Yep.
they were just looking at, oh, I see how they play,
Mhm.
and I like how they play.
Yep.
So they just buy him. It's just no questions asked.
Yeah.
That type of that type of that type of mindset.
Yep.
But I mean getting Potter is more of a risk. I see it's a risk. I think it's too early to
Too
get
early.
Potter at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
To me it's too early lah. So maybe
Okay.
should have waited till the next season,
Next
or maybe
season.
then you can get him. Because
Okay.
like Brighton is doing so well, man. Like they're top
Mhm.
four, but they are top four right now. I think in the table.
Okay.
Then now you
Yep.
just leave for Chelsea is a bit of a,
That's
like
a big,
okay,
yeah. That's a big jump, man.
lah. Just a
And
too
I'm
big
not,
of a jump. Like
yeah. I'm not talking in the ascendancy level. This is him jumping down, not jumping up. Because, Mark, in the current environment that Chelsea are in, why would a manager wants to step in and fix the mess that they are in right now? Because I look at the transfer strategy, okay, they were spraying money all over town because they have that in abundance. And then I look at the style of play. Of course, this stems from the manager himself. It's really uninspiring. And at this current moment, the turmoil, they don't have a football director. In terms of the management infrastructure, is now all flattened on the ground. Why would you want to come into Chelsea right now?
I think Potter wanted to jump at this opportunity because he thinks the next one won't be as big as Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the money coming in, but you have to see that Potter and Tuchel, they play a similar system, three at the back
Three at the back, yeah, okay.
and a box in the midfield. But the
Yep.
difference with Potter is that he plays attackers as fullbacks. Leandro Trossard as the best season now as a left wing back.
Mm-hmm.
And what he's going to do with Mason Mount is he's going to play a McAllister role. He's going to be a guy that drops deep and takes the ball from the back three. So with Potter,
So,
he's
so stylistically, it's the right manager to take up.
stylistically is the right measure. But for Potter, I find it's more dangerous for Potter because how long will be in the job? You see
Yeah,
the
man.
way Chelsea sack the managers, and you're unknown variable. You come to a team of stars,
Stars,
and
yeah.
in a mess, no CEO, no football
Football
director.
director, yeah.
How you going to buy your own players? All you can do is pull your players from Brighton, like we mentioned earlier on.
Yeah,
Moses
yeah.
Caicedo and McAllister. That's all he can do now because he has no pool. Yeah.
So, but do you think but do you think right now the decision to take Potter up is because what they have in mind is a long term project, which means this guy will be given a lot of confidence and support. So, come what may, this is a brand new Chelsea. I'm not going to sack you because I've already mended my ways. Do we believe Chelsea can actually just resist the temptation to call it quits on their manager?
But I must remember Tuchel resigned because he didn't want to have a say in transfers. He didn't
Transfer,
want to
yeah. He
have
said
to be
he
a
want to added
mainstay.
the added burden, right? He
Yes.
mentioned. Yep.
And Potter had Brighton's scouting system to help him get these players, you know. And what is Potter to have a say in the future transfers? Can Potter do that? First things first. So there's a lot of unknown variables. Yeah, dangerous.
Jeff, funny enough, ironically, right? I don't know whether it was our first or the second episode. I think Phil can actually also attest to that as well. We spoke about Potter, right, boys? Remember?
Yeah.
I asked the question: is Potter now ready for the jump up, managing the big boys? And it doesn't come any much bigger. Like it or not, of course, we like to just mudsling a couple of banters towards Chelsea because they absolutely deserve it. They spoiled football rotten. They started the precedence and they started the ball rolling. Okay, so I'm forever gonna hold it against Chelsea. I'm sorry, Kel. I know you're watching, but I blame it on Roman. Okay, but in all seriousness, it doesn't come much bigger than a Chelsea. Question is, does he have the mental to actually carry a club of Chelsea size? Because we've seen what happened with the likes of Moyes, like what Noah has actually rightly pointed out. We've seen as well your previous manager before Klopp, right? With Brendan Rodgers, he was flying high. His stock was an all-time high, playing good football. Again, ironically, this is quite eerie. He came from Swansea as well, right? Potter had Swansea as part of his resume as well. And look what happened. The pressure comes in, everything crumbles for him, and he walk out like a wounded animal.
Yeah, you actually can just ask Noah about Nuno Santos, is it?
Yeah,
From
good
Wolves.
one.
Yeah.
Nuno Santos as well.
Exactly.
Very good one, Phil.
Yeah.
Jeff, can he cut the mustard for Chelsea? Is this the right appointment?
I think what he's doing in Brighton at the moment, right? If I were him, I wouldn't leave Brighton at the moment, and I would just continue what Brighton has been doing this season. I think they have been brilliant. Even last season, finishing 9, no one expected them to finish 9.
Yeah, yeah.
And moving to Chelsea is never going to be easier or easy for you because the pressure, because you are no longer managing Brighton, you are now managing Chelsea,
Yep.
where the supporters, the owners are expecting you to go in the front run, trying to be in the Champions League and also trying to win the leagues, winning silverwares. Is he ready for that? I don't think so.
Yep.
But maybe this will be like a honeymoon for him this season, so that he can absorb the pressure and then play his style the following season. Because definitely I don't see him getting sacked this season. In
Yeah.
regards how Chelsea perform, he's gonna
Can you
have a honeymoon year
Can
for
you,
him.
can you imagine that? Like Graham Potter coming in and then he gets sacked again. Like this is gonna be Russian roulette, man, for Chelsea and their style of management. And talking about the word honeymoon, one guy's honeymoon will be definitely cut short massively is Cucurella. He wanted to run out of Brighton. And then guess who? Guess who's back? Back again. Potter will be back. So at this current moment, all he can wish for, right? He'll be reading on Twitter right now. Every day he wished that it's not Graham Potter that's gonna take over Chelsea. Harry Potter. Different Potter. Because I don't know how he's gonna face Graham Potter right now, man. Because he really tried really hard to run away from him at Brighton. Okay, but Jeff, comment section, please.
All right, I always love it when people relate football with WWE. We have
Yes.
another example, giving Tuchel 300 million to spend and then replace him with Potter is like WWE paying The Rock big money to wrestle again, only to then replace him with the Singapore undisputed champion Kurt Tay.
Headache.
To be honest, I've never heard of Kurt Tay. Can you guys please enlighten me more about Kurt Tay?
Bakute. Have you heard of it?
Same
Joking
but different.
lah. This same different lah. I saw me. Fear was the one who said it. Okay, next one.
Next one we have Kurt Tay again.
Oh, Kurt
Kurt
Tay
Tay,
again.
dangerous man. His dreaded sentence of speed can kill.
Ooh, maybe you should
More
get
venom
Kurt Tay
than
lah.
Cobra.
We should get Kurt Tay one day.
So
Alright.
Kurt Tay finishing move is like Tajiri, is it? Spitting
Tajiri
venom.
Asian Miss.
Ah.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
And then we have Lee Alexander. Please don't look down on Kurt Tay, the undisputed champion. Wow, Kurt Tay is getting a lot of attention in this show.
Yeah, yeah. Because
And
all
then
he
we-
does is to wrestle against Noah. Anybody can win, man. Spurs
Okay,
get
we have
ready.
Kel Spurs get ready. Kidding, Noah. Don't send pigeons my way.
Noah, relax. Noah.
And then we have Brighton has a ceiling which Potter might have hit. The Chelsea gig is a no lose for him. He does well, his reputation goes up. He feels and the media will find a way to
Oh
build.
yeah. I agree. 100%.
Yep.
Agree with it.
And then we have him up again for another mid-table team job. And then we have Tristan throwing
Tristan.
a mid-table up-and-coming manager into a team vying for top 4, playing in the
Yep.
UCL
Yeah.
with the level of instability. Recipe for disaster.
For disaster, yes.
All right. Then we have Potter to Chelsea is disastrous.
Disastrous.
Some managers are good to manage a certain level of club, but I can understand Potter's ambition as well. He might want to test himself.
Yep. We all got to
And
start
we-
somewhere, right? We all got to start somewhere.
Yep. And then we have Sunil. Potter come in and loses heavily. Boli might swing the ace.
Ooh, might come in this week though. Might come in this week against
Yep.
Fulham.
And the last one we have Lee Alexander question. If Potter get Chelsea to third but no silverware, is this considered good enough where he gets the sack?
Nah, not for me. You, Jif?
Nope. I don't
Nope.
think he will get the sack.
Fear?
I think finishing third is
I think that's a miracle, man, if he can actually
Yeah.
finish third. What about you, Fear? Third, no silverware,
Ah.
good enough for Chelsea?
I don't think he will get the sack if he lasts
I
that
think
long.
I think he will get a statue, for him to get third in this current drama that they got themselves engulfed in. I think they will build a statue for Graham Potter outside of Stamford. You, Mark?
They're not getting top 4 lah. That's all I
Oi!
can say.
Wow.
Not getting top 4.
He has delivered his verdict. Okay, Bentalad.
Wow. Noah. No.
No, why are you calling yourself?
No.
As in no. Okay, my bad. Noah, is Noah getting top 4? Okay, guys. Of course, it's not just about Tuchel and the sacking, right? Potter has signed fire. Wow. Okay, I think that has been released. It's now official that Graham Potter will be the manager. Can I take that?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Fabrizio already give the
Fabrizio
Gameweek
just-
also. Yeah.
Okay, all right, guys. Okay, so Graham Potter is now officially the next manager for Chelsea Football Club. Let's see how long he can last, and let's see if we can actually bring his name up in the brand new topic, maybe in the next 2 weeks, maybe who knows, all right? But hey, they've got a game to be played this week, and that's against Fulham. Once again, last week they nearly did it. They nearly spoiled the party for Spurs. Not good enough. Mitrovic, man, Phil. Mitrovic. Leave your Haaland to the back, leave your Jesus again in the back burner, and you leave your Harry Kane out of your sight. Let's talk Mitrovic. How long can he sustain this form? And if he does, who will be coming in for him? Because I'm looking at Arsenal. He should be there. I'm looking at Chelsea. I don't know whether you have seen Twitter. Aubameyang has been dancing like Michael Jackson to the. So, I don't know whether you have seen that. So, but Manchester United as well, right? They need a big striker. Mitrovic. Come on, talk to me, man, about this guy.
At the moment, one of the biggest bully in Premier League. But I think his style of play, I'm not sure whether he suit any of the current top 4 or probably top 6 teams. Because if you see Fulham play, they know what kind of balls and services for Mitrovic. They don't play things to the feet.
Yep.
Fulham doesn't play Mitrovic through ball, long through balls. They know that his strength
For him
is
to run
in
into
the air, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the top 4, top 6 team gonna get him, they got to alter the way they play. Just like how Man City is playing. De Bruyne, any balls to Haaland in the air, Haaland wins it. Yeah, if Jesus was there last season, I don't think De Bruyne will send that kind of balls. So it's whether the top few teams will be willing to change their style of play just to adapt to Mitrovic. Yeah, but then again, I think he will do well in Fulham, in mid-table teams. Yep.
Yeah, but and I see also Noah, right? for Mitrovic. I think that's a very good point, man, my friend. Right on its money. Would you want to alter your style of play just because you bought in this big burly striker? Okay, but and also a question right, Noah. Would Mitrovic want to play second fiddle? He's in the form of his life. Why would he risk it all just to sit on the bench?
Uh, I think that's what every striker also have that mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, every striker that wants to come, every striker that we are linked to, right,
Mhm.
is the mindset is am I able to outlast Harry Kane?
Harry Kane. Yeah.
But
True.
there's one striker that came in. I mean, it's Richarlison. So
Oh, okay. I want to give you the mic for a while.
Why is
Okay,
that?
speak to me about Richarlison. He was bawling his eyes out, right? As if this was convocation for him, right? It was POPO ORD low for him. Talk to me about Richarlison, man, because he had to wait a really long time for this first goal to come in because he thought he scored last week. And then what happened? But okay, come on, talk to me about Richarlison, man. How impressed have you been with him?
Bro, I always loved him, man. What are you talking about, man?
You
I've
have
always
never loved him
no,
before
I
until he
have
played for
loved
your
him,
club.
man.
Don't
I
lie to
have
me, okay?
loved
Don't
him.
lie.
I have loved him, man. When
Yes,
he
since
before
the
that
summer
also,
transfer window.
no, before that already, bro. I
Okay,
love that guy, man. Like
you
no
love him.
joke,
Okay, all
bro.
right.
Look at how he plays. Look at how passionate he is. I mean, rival fans can hate him or
Mm,
whatever he wants, but
okay.
let's not let's not deny the fact that he reeks passion. He reeks the passion. He reeks what I feel this the type of player I like. You know, I always
Okay.
like Lamela. I mean, last time I don't really
Ah,
like Lamela, but I like how he shithouse people. I mean, it's funny to watch. You know, why would you? I'm a banter lad, man. Why would I like it? Someone.
oh yeah, you're right. He's a Benter. Like, why not get the Benter King himself? Cry more, Mister Cry
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Try more.
Okay, let's go on with prediction. No, we start with Mark. Mark, this one, the big one, the big London derby, West versus West. All right, this is of course going to be played at the home of Fulham. Man, I don't know, man. If I'm a Fulham player right now, I'll be rubbing my hands together gleefully. This is the perfect time to go in for the kill.
Oh, 2-2, man. Manager bounce.
Oh, 2-2. Okay, manager bounce.
Manager bounce.
All right. So manager bound it is. Jeff, any good comments that we want to pick up before we move on to the next agenda?
We have Lee Alexander here. We have to consider the ego and pride of Boli. He wanted his own man and he get in Porter. And not forgetting he just punked 200 million. You sure he's happy just to finish third?
I think for the start, okay lah. Huh? For the first
Yep.
season, maybe lah.
Or
Maybe.
you won't
With
be
the major
surprised if
changes
Chelsea,
in the club,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
third is fair enough here.
or
Yep,
you
yep.
won't be surprised if Chelsea just try to do that again.
Yeah. Tristan
And then,
Lowe, Richarlison. Yeah.
yeah, Richarlison
Obviously,
is
when
passion personified.
Yep.
Would love his shithousery at United. Comes with a bit of quality too. And Richarlison runs his sock off every game.
True.
He is the most annoying player, you know. He has the ego. He has
Ego,
the ego
Cristiano.
of Cristiano Ronaldo, but he play like shit, man.
Hey, I want to ask you, man. How different was it, the Merseyside derby, now that you don't have to come up against him?
Oh, it's good, man. I just hate seeing his face on the TV, man. He has that face that, you know, you want to take a prata and put on his face and wrap his face in prata, you know? That's how annoying he is, lah, as a
I
player.
don't know. I agree. But I
And
would love to
yes,
have him, though.
he
I
will
would love
suit
to
well
have him.
in Man United. Because he's just as annoying as the whole club is.
You can add
Okay,
to our Brazilian connection.
collection lah.
Actually,
Jeff, any good ones right now?
Yeah, we have a prediction
Chelsea
in
3-0.
Chelsea 3-0. Wow.
Terbalik ah. Fulham is playing home. So is he actually pitting against his own club? 3-0. Imagine the content I have, please. Please.
And then last one we have now Jeef only got Pickford. Last time got two of them.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
1-1 down, so we still have Pickford to bear it.
Annoying T-Rex. Okay.
The Air Jordan guy who
Yeah, Jordan.
missed.
Hey, he'll be injured though against Arsenal this week. So that's good news for us.
Oh,
He won't be
really?
playing. Yeah, he
Pickford
got
is injured?
Yeah, he's injured.
Wow. All right.
Just
That's good
nice
news.
after the Merseyside derby. All right. Anything else?
No.
That's it. Okay, guys,
Yep.
let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we've got right now. Okay, this one, El Sekiko for Brendan Rodgers, and I was being told by Steven as well. Say, hey, An, it's not only for Brendan Rodgers, also for Steven Gerrard, also for him. The El Sekiko, man, this one has a lot riding on it because I truly believe Okay, if either one of them is going to bottle this match, they are going to join Tuchel at the employment center. Somebody is going to be called up to make the resume for them, and they are going to send to Job Street, Job Central. Let's go with Jif. Jif, Steven Gerrard has already probably extended his lifespan, maybe by 2 more matches because of what he did against Man City. But
I think
Brandon Rogers, bro, dude, you can this team right now, Leicester City, is completely unrecognizable. You cannot recognize them. Right? It's really, really a poor spitting image of the old Leicester, the Leicester that we used to love. Not me, maybe the rest of you, but they can't find a win. They cannot buy a win, and every single time when you watch their match, right? Every single ball that is being played, somebody's arguing somewhere. I watched them against United. I told Mark, I look at the body language of the Leicester players, right?
And
They are
Didi, right? And
yeah,
Danny Ward.
Ndidi, Amarte, they were all arguing with each other. And that's right on match day itself, while a ball was being kicked. I don't think it spells good, man, for Brendan Rodgers, Jif.
yeah. But the funny thing that we mentioned Gerrard and also Rogers,
Yep.
both of them are playing this weekend against
Yeah,
each
that's
other,
why. El
Leicester and Aston
Clasico.
Villa.
El Clasico.
So yeah, I think yeah, I think Rogers has lost his plot. I think it's
Alamak.
not only Rogers is the main issue here. I think it's something is happening behind the scene as well. Like you said, players are not going well with each
Zero
other.
dollars. $0
Yeah,
spent, Jif. $0.
morale, very low morale, and they are still depending on Wadi to get the goal.
Yeah, man.
Daka, even though he scored a couple of goals last week, but
Mhm.
again, I think we had this conversation before. Is Daka good enough to actually replace Wadi if Wadi is out or decided to end his career? And
Mhm.
if you ask me personally, the hype all around him, he
Mhm.
came in and he did nothing for Leicester as well,
Yeah, yeah,
despite
yeah.
scoring the 2 goals.
Agree.
And I think if I were to put my bet between Gerrard and also Rogers,
Rogers.
I think Rogers will get the sack ahead of Gerrard
Alamak.
because, uh, yeah, I understand the frustration around Gerrard as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just to add on, I just move on to Gerrard for a while.
Yep.
A lot of Liverpool supporters, are pretty angry when they see Aston Villa fans. No, because I read through Twitter. They said, whenever Aston Villa fans commented or tweet
About
on
Gerrard.
on
Yeah,
Gerrard,
Liverpool
yeah,
fans will
saying
get
that,
triggered. They will get
yeah,
triggered.
and I don't understand that because yes, Gerrard, I love the guy to beat.
Yeah.
He's our legend. I grew up watching him.
Yep.
He is my favorite player up to today,
Yep.
all-time favorite player for Liverpool. But he is now a property of Aston Villa, and
True, man.
if
Yeah.
a manager is performing at this level with a 30% win rate, anyone would be pissed. Even if, let's say, imagine Abang Lahore became a manager and he moved to Liverpool,
Yeah,
and
man.
we have every right to actually
I
talk
say,
about
yeah.
Abang Lahore, and then you can't expect Aston Villa fan to come in and say no lah, Abang Lahore is a good
Yeah, yeah.
manager, give him time. We will
Yep.
be mad as well.
True, true.
So with this current current performance by Gerrard, I don't think he will stay for long as well. I think he's gonna get the final cut. But between
Wow.
him and Rogers, I think Rogers gonna go first because they are really struggling, being from a they were the league champion and now
Yeah.
they were at the bottom of the league. I think Rogers will get the final cut first.
What will it do in terms of his reputation, Phil? Because Brendan Rodgers, for all the goodness, for all the positivity, when it comes to his football, the type of manager he is, his ending is always the same, man. He gets booted out of the club. And then you look at Liverpool, he had to run far away into Scotland to rebuild his
Mm.
reputation. He came back, won the FA Cup. Must remember, he won the FA Cup for Leicester City against who? Chelsea. A rocket by Yuri Tillmans, right? And then now he is again in the mire once again. I don't know. Is there something about Brendan Rodgers that we have to be extra careful of when we are considering his resume? Fir?
I think I really hope personally as a Man U fan, I hope he doesn't get the sack anytime. I understand his frustration that he doesn't get the support from the board.
Uh-huh. But
Yeah,
why
but
why has a United why do you place it as a United fan? What has he got to do? What's the
to be honest,
correlation between him and Brendan Rodgers?
no, because I like the
Wait,
way he actually
you
built
are thinking of life after
Leicester
Ten Hag.
City up.
Are you thinking of life after Ten Hag, Fir?
No, no, man.
Okay, we know his
he beat
prediction for
Leicester
Crystal Palace
City.
today. We know his prediction for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I think Brandon just need to be just very brave in terms of his tactical changes. Don't rely too much on the past achievement with Vardy, all this. Don't try to build. His problem, I think, is currently he's trying to build the team around Vardy. He must understand
Still,
that it's time to do what Ten Hag is doing to Ronaldo. You don't fit in the
Ah.
system regardless what's your capability, what's your past achievement with us. You got to put
Bench.
that aside. Yeah, I think if he can do that, I'm sure Leicester City will build up.
Okay,
I think
all right.
now they're starting with Daka in Nacho. What?
I mean, no, I think Vardy started, man, the last game. Did he not? He
No,
started, right?
Daka started. Daka
Oh, Daka
scored.
started. Okay. Yeah, Daka scored. But then again, it wasn't enough for, of course, Brandon Rogers. Right now, Bentelet, you are going to end this. El Sakiko, first, who's winning it? Scoreline. And if ever one of them is going to get the chop, who will that be?
Kiko. I think to me, I think Villa will win. I think
Okay.
1-0.
And who's the man? And who's the manager of Aston Villa?
Gerrard.
Cannot lah. You got to say with the Scouser accent. I was waiting for that.
Gerrard.
No, it's Steven Gerrard.
That sounds more like Chinese though.
Oh, really? Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. Fair. All right. We see you around, Fair. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, Fair.
Yeah. he's gonna
See
talk
you
to the-
guys.
Okay. All right. Thanks.